Welcome to the agent overview. You'll see here I'm on my company login page. The company login page is always located at company.paperdrop.com. So for this demo company, I'm at demo.paperdrop.com. Once you're at your login page, you'll see a screen that looks like this. If you don't already have an email and a password to the system, you'll need to request an invite. You can do so by clicking this link here. Once you click the link, you can input your name and your email address. Once you put in your name and email address, all you do is hit request. Your information has been sent over to your office manager to approve you. Once you're approved, you'll get an email from notifications@paperdrop.com with a link to activate your account and create your password. Once you set that up, you'll have an email and a password for the system. So I'll go ahead and log in now to show you how the system works. So once you log in, you'll immediately see all of the active files you're currently working on. You can also see old files, things that have already closed, like this one here on Queen Street, or canceled files, like the one on Beverly. But to start, by default, the PaperDrop system only shows you the files you're currently working on. So to best understand how this works, let's go ahead and create a new property. To create a new property, all you do is click this big Create New Property button here on the left. So I'll create a new property now. The first thing I have to do is pick a checklist. So let's say I'm representing the buyer. So I'm going to go ahead and select the buyer's agent checklist, and these checklists are unique to your particular office. Once I pick my checklist, all I have to do is type in the property address, which I'll do now. This one is in Los Angeles. And hit Save Property Information. Once I do that, you'll see I get a brand new folder for this file I created on Apple Street. It's all blank and ready for me to work on. So there's 3 different tabs to a property. There's the details, the documents, and the notes. I'll start first with the details. The details allow me to put in information about the property. So for example, I know the purchase price we agreed on was $720,000, so I'll input that now, and I'll go ahead and add a closing date. We're going to close at the end of September. And then what I can do is right away, the first thing we always recommend is you add your client information. So I'll say add another section, and I can choose from any section I want, but to start I'm going to pick my client. So it says, who am I representing? I'm representing the buyer. And then I can put in my buyer information here. So since this is a brand new buyer, I've never worked with him before, I'll say create new contact. So I can go ahead here and write anybody's name. So I'll write Robert Jones is my buyer, and his phone number I will put in now. And I also know his email is rjones@gmail.com. So I'll put that all in, and then I'll save this person. You'll see here he's instantly added to the property, so I can see him later. If I need to contact him, I just click on his name and I have all his information. So you can add as many sections as you want. The only thing to pay special attention to is up here in the general section, there's property sharing. This will allow you to share this entire folder with somebody else. So if you have a TC on the file who you want to be able to see this file and work on it with you in real time, or if you're sharing a listing, for example, with another agent in the office, you can go ahead and select them from here and start typing their name. So for example, I just started typing a couple of letters, and I see here that Elisa is one of my coworkers. All my coworkers are already in the system. So I'm going to go ahead and add Elisa, and it gives me a warning saying I'm about to share this entire folder with Elisa. Am I sure? Yes, I do want to share it with her. And now in Elisa's PaperDrop system, she'll have this exact folder. It's not a copy, but it's the actual original file. We can both work on it together in real time. So I've added Elisa, and I've put in my buyer information. I can put in more sections if I want here. Real fast, I'll show you. I'll add escrow, for example. I can put in the escrow escrow number, and I can even add the escrow officer. So I've already worked with Tina several times, so the system remembers her. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Tina here from First Place Escrow. If I click on her, all her information is here as well. So that's what you do with the Details tab. The next thing I want to show you is the most important section, and it's the Documents tab. Once you click Documents, you'll see that it has the exact checklist of all the paperwork that you need to complete to get the file done. We've selected the buyer's agent checklist, so that's why we see the documents here. Once I have a document and once I have one of these done and I'm ready to upload it into the system, all I have to do is find the item I want and upload it. So for example, let's say I have the statewide buyer and seller advisory already complete. I simply put my mouse over it, and once I do, you'll see here there's a new button that appears, a little plus icon. So I'll click the plus, and it gives me options. I can upload a file or add a note. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a file. And when I click that, it lets me choose any file from my computer to upload to this section. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a file from my computer. So first I'll click Browse, and then I'll choose the file from my computer. So I'm going to go ahead here and find the document that works. For example, here's a statewide buyer and seller. So I'll click that, and I will say Upload. So the statewide buyer and seller is right here. Now I'll see here that I have a 1 icon. When I click on the 1, I see the file that I just uploaded, statewide buyer and seller. It happened a few seconds ago by me. It puts my name. And if I want to view it, all I have to do is click on it, and I can instantly look at the document. I'll go ahead and close it now, and you'll see here that once I do close it, I'm back to my original PaperDrop system. So now that's in progress. So now let's say that that's ready to go, and I want to turn it into the office. All I have to do is find the box next to the item and put a checkbox. Once I check mark it, you'll see here that I have new options. Send for approval or mark as not applicable. So I'll go ahead and send this for approval. Am I sure I want to send this one item? I'll say yes. And you'll see here it instantly changes to yellow, showing me that it's waiting for somebody now. So as far as I'm concerned, it is done. It's yellow, it's pending, so I can move on to something else. I'm done with the statewide buyer and seller advisory. For example, let's say I also have the purchase agreement done. I can simply go again, hit the plus mark, upload a file, which I click the browse here, and then I'll find my purchase agreement, which is right here. I'll click on it, and I can go ahead and upload that again. So again, it's very simple. You just find the document you want, upload to it, and that one's already done. You can see here my purchase agreement. It's already sitting there waiting for me, and I can send it. Quick feature I want to show you guys. Let's say that I get another paper in part of this purchase agreement. Let's say I get an addendum that I want to add to this purchase agreement. No problem. I can simply go to upload a file, and then I can go ahead and choose that addendum that I want to add. So I'll browse for that and look for it. So let's say that I want to add this agency addendum to the purchase agreement. So by default, it normally creates new versions, but I can choose to attach it to previous versions. So I've already uploaded the purchase agreement, so I'm going to attach to that purchase agreement I uploaded and click Upload. And what that does now is instead of making a separate document, it makes me one document that has the purchase agreement and the addendum together. So if I go over the purchase agreement and take a look now, you'll see I have two versions. One, the original one that I did, which is just called Purchase. Then I also have Purchase Merged. Merged means I added something to it. So that's perfect. That's how I want it to be. And this also looks good, so I can send it for approval by checking and send for approval. And that's basically it in a nutshell how you're going to upload files. One important thing to remember is you can upload files at once. For example, let's say you have one big fat PDF that has several of these sections together. Let's say, for example, I have a lot of these disclosures all together in one big PDF. I either scanned them all together or I got them back via DocuSign together, and I want to upload them. So how can I take care of that? Well, the PaperDrop system actually lets me accommodate this by, instead of going and uploading one by one, I can go here to the Actions tab and click Upload and Assign. So I'll browse here, and I'll pick a big PDF this time. I have one here called Disclosures Multiple. I'll upload that, and you'll see here that Disclosures Multiple is being uploaded to the system. And what's going to happen now is our system takes it, it uploaded the file, but you'll see here that it's actually it's processing the file, it's 0% done. So I can continue working in the meantime, but you'll see here that it's filling up quite rapidly. And what's actually happening is we're processing it, breaking that big PDF into several little pages, so that way you can assign them to different sections. So you'll see here it's already done. So I'm going to go ahead and say Assign. Once I say Assign, it brings me a brand new window which shows me the entire PDF page by page. So I'll see here that I have the lead-based paint disclosure first. So I'll go ahead and look over here on the right-hand side. These are all my documents in my file. So I see here the lead-based paint is number 32. I click on that. I click on what page it is. You'll see here now that I have one page selected for the lead-based paint. And I can say Assign. It gets sucked up and I just see what's left. So the next I have 2 pages for the water heater and smoke detector. So again, I look over on the right. I see here on 31 is my water heater and smoke detector. I'll click on that, and then I'll go ahead and highlight the 2 pages. You'll see that the blue highlights around indicate what I'm choosing. So these 2 pages are together. I'm going to click assign, and they're going to get sucked up together. You'll see I only have 3 pages left. So I'm working through this nicely. Next I have the natural hazard disclosure. So let's say these 2 pages are that. I will go ahead and find where it is over here on the right hand side now. And let us say it is this one. And I will assign those. And I only have 1 page left, and this last page happens to be the wood destroying pest inspection. So I'll click on that, and then I will go ahead and find the wood destroying pest addendum, which is here, and I'll assign that. Now I'm all done, and I can just say finish. And it says, am I sure I want to finish? Yes, I'm sure. I go ahead and select finish, and now what's going to happen is all of the sections that I just uploaded are going to be in a PDF before with a lot of pages. If I click on it now, you'll see here that I only have the 1 page I selected for the wood destroying pest. Everything else is in its own section. So that's how you can work with a big PDF with a lot of different sections together. And once those are all done, again, I can send those for approval as well. And you don't have to send one at a time. So I'll say this one looks good. And I know that I also just uploaded these disclosures and they look good as well. So I'm going to click all of those items, and then you'll see I can send for approval. And now it tells me I'm about to send 4 items for approval. This sounds perfect. I'll go ahead and send. And this is basically how you work through your file. You're going to want to look over here at the statuses. Anything gray means it's something that you have to work on still. If it's yellow or green, it means that you've already done it. Yellow is pending, green is approved. You've already sent it to the office. The gray stuff is stuff that you still have to worry about on your own end. Couple quick bells and whistles features. Under the Actions tab, you'll find a lot of things that are kind of cool. For example, if you want to email files, let's say a client is asking for a particular document that you just uploaded. You can go ahead and click email, and I'll say, let's say that statewide buyer and seller we just uploaded. One of my clients wants it or something. I can go ahead and click on that, say next, and then I can put in his email address here. What was it? It was rjones@gmail.com. He comes right up, and I can type him a message. Here is the statewide buyer and seller advisory, and I can say send email. And what's going to happen now is it emails him from your actual email address. He can reply to you. It comes up from him. It's not from PaperDrop. It's from your email. So that's an overview of the PaperDrop system. I hope it was clear, and please feel free to watch our other videos if you have any additional questions.